Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. So my name is Paulo and today we're going to be talking about how is it that you can actually get a job in CRM, specifically speaking, working with Salesforce in 2022. Okay, so the question is why Salesforce? Okay, so Salesforce is by default the leading solution and platform across CRM, but outside of that, Salesforce as a whole is a platform that caters for all of different profiles, for marketeers, from salespeople, project managers, consultants, technical and solution architect, developers, and the list continues. Okay, so it's an amazing platform with a tremendous demand. And I can say to you with a bit of background that I'm working with Salesforce since 2012. Okay, and if I ever saw one thing was the constant need of people of working on Salesforce. Okay, so that is really a plus because it will mean that most likely you're going to get the job almost straight away. Okay, on top of that as well, Salesforce is a cloud-based solution. What does that translate into? Higher flexibility, most likely you can work remotely as well. So I would say that that is already another big extra point. Okay, so today I'm going to be focusing then on sharing with you step-by-step approach on how is it that you can actually get your dream job working with Salesforce and most likely get to a point where you are at the six-figure salary. Okay, so if you are really in love or fancying this kind of content, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, consider that. Also, drop or leave your comments below. I will be more than happy to reply. And outside of that, just stick around if you want to know more, and I will go step by step on the approach that you should take in order to get a job on CRM, specifically speaking on Salesforce. Okay, so stick around if you want to know more. Okay, let's then go into the first point. So the first one is around understanding Salesforce, okay, and showcase your knowledge. Okay, so there are three things, let's say, that I would underline within this point. One is that if you are actually serious on getting a job across or on the Salesforce ecosystem, you need to be mindful that you can and you should actually leverage your knowledge, okay, your past knowledge, may that be more on the tech side or may that be more on the business side, because at the end, you need to understand that Salesforce is a technical solution that actually helps to solve business issues. Okay, so with that said, the best possible situation is for you actually to have a combination of both, or at least to be extremely strong on one of those points. Okay, so that would be my take to start from. Okay, so then the other thing that I would say is that although this could be actually almost like obvious for those that are working on the Salesforce space, it's not as obvious for those that actually are coming in. So it's important for you to be mindful that if you already have a past, let's say, knowledge, may that be on the technical side or on the Salesforce side, you don't need to reinvent yourself. Let's say you can actually capitalize on that. Okay, so that will be my second advice. Then the other thing that I would say is if you are coming from the marketing side, the sales, the service, if you're working on a previous developer kind of solution or as an architect, a consultant, a project manager, most likely you are with, let's say, a bit of advantage, let's say, because you're already almost like touching on some of the areas that are more in demand within the Salesforce platform. Okay, so with that said, let's move to my next tip. Okay, so stick around if you want to know more. Okay, let's go then for the next one. So the next one is all about getting your certification done. Okay, so get Salesforce Certified will be the next step. Okay, so out there you're gonna count with around about 35 different certifications that cover loads of different aspects of the ecosystem, such as the admin part, the consultant part, the developer part, the architect part, but also BI or analytics, integration. So meaning it serves a different set of purposes. Okay, with that said, you need to be mindful what is the kind of path that you would like to choose. Once more, leveraging your past experience. Okay, Outside of that, what I would say is always start by taking the Salesforce admin certification. This is like the baseline that will give you a strong foundation about the platform and about the ecosystem that allows for you to thrive and have success. That does not matter if you actually think I actually don't need, just take it, okay? Because for instance, if you are going to work as a developer, in principle, you don't need it, let's say. If you're gonna be working as an admin, you will need it, of course, and if you're gonna be working as a consultant as well, as an example. But nevertheless, even if you're going for a developer situation or position, take the certification, because this will allow you to have a stronger understanding of the platform so that you actually develop code that makes sense. And on the flip side, you are, as a marketeer or someone on the sales side, you actually are doing a marketing campaign that does make sense, leveraging the capacities and capabilities of the ecosystem of Salesforce. Okay, if you want to know more about which type of certification should I actually take, no worries. I've done a video around that on the top certifications for 2022 and beyond. Take a look into that where you can actually understand how much can you actually earn. Okay, take care. Let's go for the next one. Okay, stick around if you want to know more. Okay, let's go for then the next step. So the next step is all about training and actually making sure that you develop your level of skills, of knowledge. Okay, so what will be my advice? So it's a breakdown into three main points. So one will be take a look to Trailhead. Okay, that is essentially a very good platform. It's an open platform where you can actually understand what is Salesforce about. It covers loads of different trails of badges and super badges that will allow you to actually have a better understanding of Salesforce. Okay. Outside of that, what I would say, take a look into webinars and boot camps. Okay, so you have free webinars, so I'll drop that on the details as well of this video so that you can take a look into that. And if possible, do a course on Salesforce. They are roughly around 4,000 euros, give or take, if you're going to go for the admin or even service or sales as an example. Okay, but if you don't are looking to actually to invest that kind of money, go for a webinar. It's free of charge. Okay, so outside also of Trailhead, as already mentioned. Then last but not least, I would strongly advise for you to actually to get yourself a sandbox. Okay, it's free. Okay, so ask for a sandbox, and then of course you can just do some practice and actually work on the Salesforce sandbox. What is a sandbox, you may ask? So it's an environment where you can actually see Salesforce, you can actually use Salesforce free of charge. Okay, so I will also drop on the comments below how to actually put or work on your sandbox. Okay, and for more on that, I will also be more than happy to help. Feel free to reach out. Okay, that's it. Let's go for the next advice or tip. Okay, let's go then for the next one. So my next advice would be for you to actually to go and find your tribe. Okay, so what do I mean by tribe? Okay, so you have Ohana. Okay, Ohana is the family. So it's the name that within the Salesforce community you use to almost like call the community that can actually support you and help you. Okay, so step number one is check out the Salesforce Trailblazer community. Okay, it's a kind of a community or a forum where you can actually raise your questions and for sure someone will address those. Okay, also check the local groups, okay, around Salesforce, and that almost every city has one or close. You're gonna find a big city that for sure has more than one group. Okay, you can join that group and people are gonna be more than happy to help. Normally speaking, people within the Salesforce are very happy and keen to help. It's fun, it's relaxing, it's open-minded, so for sure it will be easy for you to step in and someone will take care of you for sure. Okay, then last but not least, I would say that one of the important points as well is for you to check out the big events such as the World Tour, Dreamforce, or even the smaller events that are made by the community or by Salesforce, like the base camps, but also local events. Like, for instance, I'm in Spain, so in Barcelona. So, for instance, you can actually check Dreamole. Okay, so that will be my advice for you to find your tribe, and for sure the community within Salesforce will help you for you to get up and running in terms of your knowledge and also to get you your next job. Okay, that's it. Let's go for the next one. So the next point is all around or all about getting experience. Okay, get Salesforce experience. How is it that you can get that? So I'll give you 3 advices as well on how that you can actually make it work for you. So one will be around Trailheads. Okay, so within Trailhead, you have meaning you have the badges, you have the points, of course, but on top of that, you have super badges. Okay, so that they are essentially 10 times more difficult than the normal ones. Okay, so in a nutshell, if you are able to do those, most likely that will prove that you are able and you are capable in terms of Salesforce knowledge. Okay, then on top of that, also what I would give as an advice is for you to actually to try to do some voluntary work. Okay, check out for opportunities that may be not paid but will allow you for you to actually to put your hands in the mud between brackets and actually get the experience that you're looking for. Okay, on top of that as well, what is it that you can actually do? You can check out your own sandbox. Remember, I spoke to you about that before. Get your own free sandbox. Okay, and this environment will allow for you to think on end-to-end projects. Imagine a specific requirements that you have. You can go out there and check and look for requirements and then build those inside of your org or your developer sandbox. Okay, so with that said, this covers this point. I'm gonna go then for the next one. Okay, so stick around if you want to know more. Okay, to wrap this up, so what job can you actually expect to get? No, because at the end of all of this, so you covered all the different steps or advices that I gave you, and most likely at this moment in time you are thinking, okay, so I covered all of this, Paulo, what kind of job should I actually expect to get? So as I mentioned before, Salesforce covers a variety of roles. Okay, so you can actually expect to be able to work on sales operations, on marketing operations, as a consultant, as a developer, as an architect, technical or actually solution architect, on the marketing side, on the sales side. So there are loads of different profiles and jobs that you can actually leverage by working on Salesforce. Okay, and the other thing that I would say that is really important for you to know is that you can actually eventually end up on one of 2 situations. One is actually working on the consultancy side or IBM, as I've done before, worked on IBM, or for instance, you can actually work on the customer side. Okay, so that means working on companies such as the ones that I've worked on, Glovo, or for instance on Canon Europe HQ. So those are essentially the type of directions that you can actually get. Okay, so if you want to know more about what is it that you can expect working on those different roles, how much can you actually earn, check out the videos that I've done just for you, okay, with relation to the different countries that I lived. So there I'm showing to you, how much can you actually expect to earn, and what is it that you should expect to do working with Salesforce in Belgium, in the Netherlands, in UK, in Spain, and then in Portugal. Okay, with that said, I'm wrapping this up. Hopefully this was an interesting session. Okay, give it a thumbs up. Really subscribe to the channel if this is something that is actually interesting for you. Hopefully it is. Show some love, some appreciation. That will be really good because it helps out on the expansion of the YouTube channel. It helps out, of course, with the YouTube algorithm. And that said, nothing else to add. Enjoy your day and have a lovely one. Okay, cheers. Bye. Hi, this is an extra. So today is all about helping Ukraine. So I'll leave some information, useful information that you can actually use, that I also use in order to help out. Okay, so I'm doing my share, so I'm hoping that you do yours. Okay, and as Sia used to say, we are unstoppable today. So I'll leave there also the song so that you feel actually, let's say, blessed. Okay, take care. Cheers.